What's up, guys? This is Kephas. So people have a tendency to optimize the fun out of a game, of the games they're playing, and but at the same time, when the game gets so streamlined, that the fun is streamlined out, we get frustrated. So it's like, I guess, like, a lot of times we feel like, hey, if I take the fun out of it, it's in my control. I can take the fun out of the game for myself. I can find ways to be optimal in a game that's not entirely streamlined. We don't mind that. Even if it's like, it would be way more fun if I did it this way, but it's not optimal, so I'm going to do it this way. And sometimes, like, doing that, people will get mad at the game and be like, this game's not fun. It's like, well, you're the one who's taking all the fun out of it by, try-harding all the time. But we get really mad when the people that make the game try and streamline all the fun out. Like, they may not be trying to streamline the fun out, but that's what they're doing because they're trying to streamline the process and make it more optimal for people, less of a time sink. They're trying to improve that aspect of it. So, like, when you level in retail, for example, and you level so blindingly fast that it's like, whatever, you know what I mean? Like, I leveled up so fast that it's like, it's not even like that memorable or that important or whatever. Like in the retail series, for example, I think in 2 episodes I made it through like 12 levels, something crazy like that. Whereas in Classic, I think in 1 episode I might get in this one I've gotten some pretty decent experience. In the last episode I only got like maybe 20% of a level, which is pretty slow. But I was kind of picking the bones of Red Ridge, so it's kind of like that was my bad. But so it's like, if I optimize the fun out of it, it's okay, right? Because I'm making that choice. I have the option to not do that. But when you optimize the fun out of it as the people that make it, that's when it's like frustrating. And I don't know why we think that way. Like I said, I guess maybe it has something to do with our sense of control and our ability to feel like we have the option. But I guess, because there was a post on, a page that I follow. I think it may be on Facebook. It was a group, it was a Warcraft group actually. And somebody on that page, like, somebody shared a post. It was like, some people need to like quit hating on people that play on easy mode, or whatever. Which I don't know. I guess maybe some people might do that. Which, who gives a crap if it's a single player game? Who cares what people play on? But they were like, some of us don't like to actually have fun instead of having to try and be challenged. Games are meant for fun, not they're meant to relax and unwind. And like, I agree, to an extent, right? Like, I agree, obviously you shouldn't give people crap. Ding, by the way, you shouldn't give people crap for how they want to play their game. Like, if they want to play on easy mode, let them play on easy mode. I've played some games on easy mode just because it wasn't like, the game wasn't compelling enough for me to want to try harder. Like, I was just like, I just want to play through and see the story. There are games like that for me. But when it's a game that I enjoy or whatever, for me, the fun comes from actually being challenged. And that's a concept that, for some reason, a lot of people don't seem to understand. And I don't know why that is. Just like there are people that don't understand that some people just don't care. They're just playing the game to have fun in their way. To them, fun isn't stressing out over the challenge. To them, it's stressful, which I don't know why the game is stressful. Like, that's, that's weird to me. But, legitimately stressful, right? Like, it's a game. Like, if it's hard, so be it. But some people just play it. They don't want to be challenged. That's not why they play it. They get challenged in other areas in life, maybe more productive ways. Maybe they go to the gym and they work harder. Maybe their job is hard, and then they come home and they don't want to play a hard game. It's completely reasonable, right? But what I don't understand is the idea that just because something is hard means it's not fun. Like, video games are meant to be fun, not challenging. Like, that seems to be the mentality that some people have, and it's like, what people don't seem to get is the challenge is the fun, right? Like, that's the point. The challenge and being challenged and having to improve or, put effort into something, for a lot of people, that is what is fun. A good example for, like, my wife and I, when we play Overwatch, and this is a sentiment that a lot of people agree on, the matches that are the most fun are the ones that are the most competitive. Like, we don't enjoy steamrolling another team in like 2 minutes and just butchering them any more than we enjoy being steamrolled ourselves. Because what we enjoy is a fierce, challenging, competitive match. And a lot of times, like I've said this several times, and it's often true, I hate losing. No one likes to lose, but I would rather lose a highly competitive match. Oh, it's all the way down there. Jeez. I would rather lose a highly competitive match than win a steamroll. I don't want to go into a game and just destroy another team and, like, it wasn't like a hard fought victory, and then those players who are on the other team are probably completely demoralized because they got steamrolled, and I don't feel good about doing that, like making people not enjoy the game. People, like, for the most part, there are some people that all they care about is winning. You know what I mean? Like, they'll teabag you when 3 people on your team left, and they're destroying you, obviously, because you're way outnumbered. And they'll still teabag you like they owned you, like they're so good. It's like, bruh. That's whatever. But, like, the challenge for a lot of people is what it's about. That's what counts. That's what means something. Whether it's a competitive multiplayer game or if it's a single-player game, sometimes for a lot of people that challenge is what's fun. And then when people master the hardest difficulty, they come up with new means like speed runs and other things to bring a new level of challenge to the game, because for them that's what's fun. I mean, it'd be like saying, I don't play baseball to win. Well, some people say this, like, I don't play to win, I play to have fun. Well, what does that mean? Because it's fun to win. In order to win, you have to be better than your other team, which means that you have to try, which means you have to put effort in, which means that you have to get better and put time in. And, some people will be like, I just like to walk out, I just like to have the uniform on, man. It's like, people hate playing with people that think like that. And it's no different in a game. Like, it's weird. Like, the mentality is one that I just don't understand. Like, I mean, like, because my wife is not a gamer at all. Like, my wife is, I mean, she, played Tetris and Mario when she was a kid, right? Like little bits here and there. Till she started hanging out with me. And then slowly, I've slowly incorporated her into more and more games. We played Cuphead, which is a freaking hard game. It was like one of her favorite games, because she's like, this game's so freaking hard. Like, but we're going to beat it, and it feels so, like, when we beat the game together. We beat Cuphead. My wife, who's not really much of a gamer, never has been, beat one of the hardest games I've ever played. Like, Cuphead is probably the most difficult platformer I've ever played. And we beat the game together. It was awesome. And it was just like, that was the challenge is what made that game so much fun. It, like, there'll be times where, like, this is hard. We gotta take a break. We need to just take a break and get our minds at ease, right? And now she's playing Overwatch, and again, not much of a gamer, never has really been, but she's saying, I like the games that are the most challenging and, the most competitive, because that's what's fun. So for someone who's not even a gamer, right? Like, who's not even like a big gamer who takes gaming seriously, she's not looking to be like on a professional team. It's not like her job to be a good Overwatch player. It's something she does for fun, casually, in the evenings. And she still wants the game to be challenging to a degree. And so, like, I don't understand the mentality. I mean, most people, when they're playing games, like, they want the game to be engaging. You know what I mean? So, like, not that there's anything wrong with playing on easy mode at all. It's just weird that people don't understand the mentality of people who don't play on easy mode. Like, it's not fun to be challenged. I just don't understand that mentality. It is fun to be challenged. And that goes into WoW too. Like, that's why, like, leveling for me is the perfect challenge. Because it's not like a massive, like, oh, I gotta, like, group up with all these people. Like, raiding maybe in Classic isn't for me, but raiding these days isn't my favorite thing anyways. I like the leveling experience in Classic a lot, because it's an investment. It's not a lot of, it's not a whole lot of effort, but it is a level of challenge. And I like having leveled in retail for so long. Like, I like leveling in retail because I like all the different races, and like there are tons of classes, and you know, all the cool zones and stories that there are to experience. But I enjoy leveling the actual process way more in this game, because I like unlocking something to make myself more powerful at every level. I like upgrading my gear because it actually matters. You know, at least on certain characters. On this character, actually, gear doesn't matter all that much. Maybe a little bit here and there, but not a big deal. You know, I like that I can make actual, like, making gold in Classic isn't like, you do it as you level up. It's part of the process. In retail, it's like, don't really start making gold until you hit close to, like, max level, because then you'll actually get stuff that people will buy. You know, which that's not even anybody's fault. That's just like a side symptom of how the game is nowadays. But you know, like, you know what I'm saying. So like, leveling in retail compared to Classic, like, I still enjoy this one more. Now, having said that though, as much as I like it, like, it is a long-term investment. You know what I mean? Like, so, I still don't have a character at max, but that's because I'm playing through, like, I'm playing a lot of different characters, and, you know, like I said this so many times, I guess, but, you know, I'm playing other games as well. Like I said, I'm playing this, retail, and, like, Final Fantasy. So and then I'm playing, like, Overwatch and other games on the side. So, like, but it's nice, and I'm not, like, you know, I'm not just playing this, but I'm enjoying it every time I do. You know what I mean? So, like, that's kind of the cool thing about it here. Like, especially because, like, we're leveling this on here, so I get to do this. This is... Honestly, I probably spent a lot of my time leveling on this character, so you know, doing the YouTube stuff. So like, I get to enjoy it. Oh, where'd the wolf come from? I get this series kind of helps me stick around in Classic, keep my mind here and play it. And then like every now and then, like what happened is, you know, every now and then I'll be like, you know, I'm taking a break from this game or that game. I'm gonna hop on Classic and maybe like pick a character and level like a level or something, you know, and like I'll spend a couple hours and like get like a level in or something like that on the character, and slowly but surely, like, you know, leveling up my characters to a certain point. Like the other night, because I had to make the Druid guide, and I'm like, you know, I gotta, if I want to make a macro for Druids, I have to at least unlock cat form, you know. So I spent the day and leveled up my cat to level 20, so I could unlock cat form. And then I could, you know, see what I could do with macro. Because, like, the cool thing is, like, a lot of times you get a lot of your abilities, you know, early on. So, one of the good things about the game is, like, because you unlock ranks, there are a couple things that you'll unlock in higher levels. But you get most of your main abilities early on in the game, which is kind of cool. And then you slowly just get a couple extra things. So, like, getting to the point where, like, okay, I don't have everything, because, like, there are some, like, there are some classes that they don't get their one of their best ability, like warriors, for example. Arms warriors don't get, like, what is it called, Mortal Strike, until they get to 40, which is where they'll unlock the last point in the arms talent tree. You know, I was like, dang, man, getting to level 40 on a warrior is going to take a while. You know, I don't think I can wait to get that before I make the macro and make the guide. Otherwise, people are going to be waiting till, like, next year. I mean, like, because, like, leveling a warrior is a pain. It's painfully difficult. And I've got other classes leveled up. So, you know, I think I know how not Mocking Blow, but like Mortal Strike works, though. You know, just like with this character, like I made a macro for Siphon Life. Like, you know, in my mid-30s, at some point, I'm going to get Siphon Life. Okay, I can kind of tell how Siphon Life is going to work. It's a dot like every other dot. So I'm just going to add that to the dot cast sequence. You know, not a big deal. You know, so for the most part, like, you can kind of tell how certain abilities are going to work. What makes, like, a macro difficult is, for example, say I tried to put summon Voidwalker on my, like, in a macro, in a GSE macro. Like, okay, the macro will summon your Voidwalker when he's not summoned. Well, that could be a problem in two situations. One, say your Voidwalker dies and you just need to kill the thing real quick. Well, suddenly your macro is locked down because it's trying to summon your Voidwalker instead of doing anything else. Or two, you want to summon your Voidwalker but you don't have any stones. Well, you're screwed because your macro is going to be locked on trying to summon a Voidwalker and you don't have any stones to summon him. So that could be bad. You don't want that. So, like, that's just another example of, like, you know, sometimes there are unforeseen complications that come with these macros and you have to try to, like, well, it's always best if you could actually experiment. So like you've gotten to the point where you've unlocked all the abilities, and then you can kind of see firsthand what works and what doesn't. So like for the hunter, I learned a lot about how the macro behavior will work on different abilities because I've leveled up the hunter the highest. Hunter was obviously one of the easiest classes to level up, so that was like my first choice, and sure enough, it was as fun as I remember. To the point where I actually have a second hunter ready in case I want to level him up as well. Looks like we've got company. We've got, speaking of hunters, we've got a hunter right here, so that's kind of cool. Let's see, we got Abercrombie down here, so we get to start those fun quests, which I think mostly involve the graveyard. So this graveyard, I have to be careful as well. There's no stitches, but there are, there are other problems. So let's go ahead and pick up this quest. Now we're gonna go over here and talk to Sven and see what quest he has for me to do, and then we will pick things up on the next episode. So I'm going to keep going over here, talk to this guy, and I will see you guys on the next one. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, let me know by clicking that like button, and feel free to share it with your friends so they can enjoy it as well. Don't forget, you can subscribe to the channel and click on the bell icon to be notified as soon as new videos are posted. You can also follow me on Facebook and Twitter, and if you'd like, you can support this channel on Patreon. Links to all of this can be found in the description below. This is Kephas. Until next time.